Yes, sir, baby. It's the all new Power Mornings with Letty and Teddy, and this is a moment not just for the city of Los Angeles, not just for hip hop. This is a moment in this man's life, in our life, ladies and gentlemen. The great Roddy Ricch, baby. Welcome, man. Family, it's good to see you.
Come on, appreciate you. Good to see y'all.
This is, it's a big day. I mean, this is one of the most anticipated days in the last 2 years.
Man,
we've been talking about it on the radio. Everybody's been anticipating it, and it's finally here. Your album is out now. How the fuck do you feel?
It's all good, blessed. For sure.
Blessed. That's how you feeling.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Live Life Fast is out now. I know you, as you're watching this, maybe you're watching this on Friday, so you're like dissecting it for the first time, and it's just crazy, man. Just to think, 23 years old. Okay, you already double platinum.
Man.
Kid from Compton.
Diamond.
You got a diamond single.
Come on.
And now one of the most anticipated sophomore albums of all time. It's got to be a good feeling to know, like, all right, I worked on this shit for the last 2 years. Yeah. Here it is. Y'all can finally have it. Let me breathe.
Yeah.
Is that how you feel?
Yeah, man. Just blessed, like I say, just blessed to be here, blessed to have the opportunity to continue to do this shit, you know what I'm saying, at a high level. And just keep it going, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you did something. I mean, this is different because, like, this whole album was worked out during the pandemic. So it's like a pandemic baby, really.
Yeah. We all had a couple of them.
This is your your pandemic baby. How, I mean, it's easy to assume, but it's better to ask the man the difference between making this album as opposed to, like, the last album.
Okay.
So what are some of those differences?
I feel like to sum it up in one spiel, you get your whole life to make your debut album, regardless of however many mixtapes you make. You could talk about anything from your birth to then. I feel like a second album is more like talking about from the first album to the second. So that's really the short, sweetest way I could put it. It's like I got to talk about how it feels to go from December 6, 2019 to December 17, 2021.
He got the dates memorized.
Come on now. So with that exact, train of thinking, I'm curious to know, we all heard the sophomore album, Jinx and Curse and all of that silly stuff. How do you approach that when you hear, those expectations and all of those pressures? After, such a successful first album, what does that feel like? What is your mind state when it's now time to, make this second album, hearing all of the noise and it being heavily anticipated? How you handle that?
I feel like, it's not, I already done it. Like,
come on now.
With the first album, it's like, I did it, like I did, what we were supposed to do. And I feel like coming into the second one, I'm not trying to beat nothing. I'm just trying to be the best person in this moment I can be, just like I was trying to be the best person in that moment. You can't relive moments. You can't go back in time. So that's kind of the mentality you got to have when you creating your art. You can't, go back in time and shit.
So what Roddy said, because I'm translating. He said, I already did this shit, bro.
I did it already.
Check the stats.
We got rings already. Come on now.
Yeah.
As though, hey, yo, so the rumor is that you didn't record this entire album just like in the studio. You were moving and grooving this one. I heard you were in different hotel rooms. Were you like at the Snooty Fox, like on Western? Or
Hell no.
The Holiday Inn, you know what I'm saying?
Like talk about that process. Was that done on purpose?
All right.
I mean, it was just the circumstances in which we was living. I felt like being a artist, you gotta travel and see different things and be able to talk about it. And I feel like just being enclosed to a house wasn't gonna really get it or really do it. So within the first 6 months of the pandemic, we was like, damn, we're gonna just make music in the house because we couldn't go nowhere. But when the world started opening up, it gave us the opportunity to just get going. And, the process started then.
Cause it gotta suck, really. Like right when the album, the debut album took off, shit shut down. That's like unfair, bro. Like you started getting all these, like just notoriety, and everything gets shut down.
Yeah,
like it's the worst timing, but in a way, cause that had that led to this baby. In a way, it's happened like it was supposed to happen.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Like I say, I wasn't
tripping.
Yeah, I wasn't tripping. As long as the quarterlies is looking cool.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's cool.
Nah, I love it. Obviously, we want to get into songs from the album because, like, just off top, I mean, this shit go hard, bro. Like, you, that energy. I feel like it's that Kobe energy. When you posted your poster, you said no skip policy.
Yeah.
And you meant that shit. And you listen to it, you're like, oh, this dude's, he's backing up his talk.
Come on.
He's backing up that talk. Which one because I know you don't pick singles.
Yeah.
You let the people pick the single.
Right.
Which one do you think is gonna be that one? If you had to get, like you checking the tweets, you checking the feedback, because we got a couple that we think, but you know, which one you think is gonna go off? The one you got a video for?
It's so many.
Nah.
So many.
I
You
feel
gotta
like
think about it.
Yeah, like they all vibes, and it's like, you know, I can't say which one I feel like is gonna be the one, but I feel like my personal favorite, myself, like just me listening, my personal favorite was All Good.
Okay.
And that's because it was
Bangers.
just and then you know I have got Future on it. I don't know if y'all heard that version.
Yeah.
But even before that, it just was my personal favorite. I feel like, man, there's so many different moments. You know, I feel like on the last album, it's just a lot of moments.
It's too many.
Yeah.
I gotta feel
Now,
it.
I have a quick question. When I was listening back to it, I know on one of the songs you mentioned like spending time with Ye, you know, being in Chicago, working on Donda and stuff.
Yeah.
What was that experience like for you? What is some of the things that you learned? You know, what is a fire question that you asked, or just some random experience that you never would have thought that you, Roddy Ricch, is in this moment standing out looking at one of the biggest artists of the generation? What is that experience like? What are some of the things you learned? What are some things you taught them? What are some things you asked them? You know, just let us in on people that will never get a chance to meet Ye. Like, what is it like meeting them?
Okay. With Ye, the crazy thing is when I first met him, I was going crazy on him. And I talk about that in Pure Souls.
Okay.
When I say I was talking crazy and then I pulled up on him and I told him I just wanted him to come. Like that was really for real.
Oh, you was voicing your opinion to him.
Yeah, I talked to him and I'm like tripping. I'm like, nigga, how you, like, I'm just asking them real questions, because you know how you, like, say if you meet a Jay or a Ye or some of these niggas where it's just like, forget the music, it's like, as a black man, you know, you reach these certain heights and then you ask these questions. So when I put up on Ye, he was just like answering the questions, but not the way I wanted him to.
he wasn't what you needed.
Nah, he wasn't answering them verbally. He was answering them physically. Like he was showing me shit instead of telling me. And like it took me a long time to actually realize that, because I was asking him questions and then he'll put me in a room. He's showing me the new Yeezy shoes and just the concepts and all that. And then he's showing me, like, we was at his school, so he was showing me just the school and everything. And then he showed me a whole vegetable, like food, like he was
growing food,
growing plants and shit. It was just some crazy shit. Then he showed me a spot where he had the choir at. Like it was like an outdoor but indoor vibe. It was like some crazy shit. But I would just ask him all these questions, and he was showing me that like basically one thing I learned is like sometimes you have to be a visual learner where you know you may not necessarily get the answer verbally when you ask it, but just pay attention to somebody's actions. You know what I'm saying? You might catch an answer.
I think you went in expecting the more like verbal. And because you got it different, you received the message differently. I think
that was a lesson.
It's way much more impactful, and it was a lesson.
Yeah.
You know what I get from you? I just want to like in the song Thailand, right? Like you say, if y'all playing chess, then I'm king, and I get a real good sense of purpose from you. Like you know your impact, you know what you mean to people. Who taught you that sense of purpose? Like real talk, I like was it moms, or like where'd you get that sense of purpose, man?
I feel like just being real spiritual. I don't want to say religious, but spiritual. It's like, you know, in different religions, it'll teach you to find your purpose or like figure out the reason why your spirit is here, you know. And I feel like that's just always been me, you know. I'm well versed on the Bible, even though I'm not, like I said, I'm not religious, really.
Spiritual.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just I'm well versed on it, and a lot of the things that the Bible talks about, you know, sometimes we don't have to take it so literal. I feel like sometimes you can read it like you're reading a book. Yeah. And I'm not saying it's not real, but just treat it like this may not be real. We really just listening to all these analogies to really understand the essence of a answer. You know what I'm saying? Not saying it's not real.
Right, no.
Not saying that the Bible ain't real. I'm not saying the Bible ain't real.
Say it again and clarify, people.
He's not saying that the Bible is not real, y'all.
But
listen,
right. But I'm just saying, you know, you take all those scenarios and you apply them to your life. You know, one of my favorite stories is Job.
Come on now.
In the Bible, you know, Job had everything. He had everything he could ever want: wives, kids, stock,
Land, riches.
everything.
Come on now.
The devil went to God and told him, you know, if I take this all away from him, you know, will he still, you know, bless, you know, give thanks to God? And he was like, I bet you he'll curse you to your face. And God said, take it all away. Took it all away, made him sick, all type of stuff. And even on his last day, he told God, he said, though you slay me, I still serve you.
Come on
now.
now. Come
so
on now.
That
word.
You know, it's one of my favorite verses, you know. So I just feel like just using those analogies and those understandings within that is like what keep me grounded and rooted in understanding what life is really about, you know.
Right.
So now that's great.
Man, bro, it's powerful.
To that last point that you mentioned, like being in the studio with Ye, meeting the Jays, meeting all of these people, you know, these black men that you looked up to for so long. And you even said that you was taking it to Ye. You wasn't afraid to ask him the real questions.
Right.
Do you feel like that part of your character gets a little misunderstood, even like with Antisocial, you know what I'm saying, being your last album? Do you think people have like a misunderstanding of who you are? They think you're a little laid back, think you too shy, think that you won't take it there and ask the real questions? Do you think that's been a small misconception that you had to deal with, or no?
I mean, I don't really worry about what people think about me.
Come on now.
Okay.
You know, but what I can say is, like, if they meet me in person, they'll understand, you know, where I'm at. You
It's
know
a
what I mean?
vibe.
For sure.
Gotcha.
It's more of that, like, whatever they think is cool.
You know, obviously, like Javen said, and because it's the album, bruh, no disrespect, but like, you know, Mr. Antisocial, right? That's what they say. But I think moments like these are important because we already fans of you as an artist.
Yeah.
But just listening you speak, bro, as a man, like, I salute you. Like I said, like,
appreciate
you
that.
have a greater sense of understanding that only in moments like these can the people really see. I mean, they can get it through the music, but I mean, to hear it directly come from you, I think it's so powerful.
Appreciate it.
With that being said, I'm gonna hit you with the D question.
Come on.
You ready for that?
Come
All
on.
right. So, Die Young,
Yeah.
first single, Live Life Fast, like, sounds like it has to do with a lot with life and stuff. And are you like, how often do you think about your mortality? You know what I'm saying? Like life and death, because it's in the first single, it's in the name of the second album. How often do you think about the end day? You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I feel like I've accepted, you know, death pretty well. You know, I feel like, you know, it's a part of life. Like I said, that's always been my philosophy since I was younger.
Yeah.
You know, it's always a part of it, and we can't escape it. That's one thing that nobody wants to talk about, but us as humans, everybody, we all have that in common.
Right.
You know, that one day. But I don't look at that like necessarily a bad thing, because sometimes people be struggling in life, you know, even with being at this stage of life, and, you know, you may never know what Roddy going through, because I'm not an internet person. You know, I feel like with this album, I went through like the worst, like, of times behind closed doors, you know.
Man.
And that's something that people would never understand or know, and I don't really allow people to get that close to understand. But you know, it's, you know, you just gotta, you know what I mean, it's cool. Everything is, you gotta stay positive with it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
100%, man. So I'm curious to Teddy take it deep. You know what I'm saying? I want to take a quick little turn just to speak on, you know, you as an artist and who you're a fan of as an artist. So, one, you know, I hear the music is very melodic. Would you consider yourself a rapper? I know a lot of people, artists these days, are kind of hearing that word and feel like people, and no pun intended, put them in a box from being, you know, the word rapper or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I said, your music is very melodic. You do a lot of different things, but you still keep the bars within, you know, your writing. Does that offend you at all? Do you take offense when people just, oh, this rapper Roddy Ricch, or do you want to expand it past more?
Whatever they want to call
Whatever
it,
they say,
you know?
he fine with, as long as
feel
the
like,
check clear.
Yeah, nah. You know, I mean, you know, the money cool, but I just feel like as a person, like, you know, I'm definitely more than that. You know, just a rapper. I feel like even just outside of music, bro. Like, I've been directing my videos.
Talk to him.
You know, so could say I'm a music video director.
Talk to him. What else?
You know, shopping real heavily. You know, getting my wardrobe together, trying to figure it out.
That's a stylist.
So, you know, it just, I feel like shit. I'm whatever you perceive me to be.
Wow.
You know, and in my mind, I know who I truly am. But
that's right.
And just real quick to stay in the realm of artists and talking about your music, what artists do you listen to? Like, I want to say inspire, but inspire is a good word. But when you hear that music, you're like, oh, I need to go. Somebody give me a studio, give me a beat right now. That joint was fire. Yeah. I need to go make. You know what I'm saying? Who's inspires you that way that you got to run to the studio after you hear the music?
I feel like it changes over time. You know, when I did my first album, it was a lot of inspiration from, artists I grew up listening to. But I feel like as I grow in this game, a lot of the people that get me off my couch, now my bed, is the older guys. Like, I was watching the Ray Charles movie a lot during this album. And, it taught me a lot, you know what I'm saying, just about how it is going throughout this business. And I watched Chad Boswick. Is that Chadwick Boseman? Yeah. Right. I watched him in
the
Get On Up movie. And when James Brown, made all this music, like Feed the Streets 1, Feed the Streets 2, and then he makes The Box, and then he jumps in front of these people, and it's like, damn, my shows look different. Damn, what's going on? And me as an artist, I'm present. I know what's going on. I'm not a nigga that, move on and I'm just going. I really take a lot of things in to understand them. At the same time, just staying cool. But, those movies, just watching those guys and how they came up and how they moved and their lives and how they had to see a lot of things, that's what motivated this album, a lot of the times.
I love it, man. Listen, we're hanging out with Roddy Ricch. This is album day. Live Life Fast is the album. You already know what we're saying. It's going triple, 4 times, 5 times platinum. We already calling it out.
Yes,
let's not sleep on the fact, sir, that you, Mr. Roddy, you got Jamie Foxx on the motherfucking album. How do you get Jamie Foxx to get on the album, bro?
Yeah.
Like, you got a relationship outside of music, and that's how it cultivated?
We building. That's one thing I can say. We building new friends, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like what Jamie represent is definitely something that, I fuck with, I identify with. I feel like I said before, watching that Ray movie is really what inspired me to reach out to him, because
that's dope.
Wow.
It was, I'm telling you, it was deep. Like, Ray signed to Atlantic. I'm signed to Atlantic.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn,
Ray,
buddy.
Ray was, he had a chick that he dealt with for a long time, and as life began to move and stuff like that, he didn't realize how tapped out of his personal life he was until his personal life started. It was a lot of shit that I started seeing.
Yeah, man.
And I it made me respect him way more, as a man or as an artist, because you hear about Ray Charles, just who he was, but just being a blind man and going through all that at the same time, that's a lot. That's crazy.
And that's what led you to hit up Jamie. And it shows how, like, with you, everything has a purpose. Everything has a greater meaning. You see something, you inspire, you reach out. I'm sure you inspired. You reached out nothing about music. It was just on some
just chilling. Yeah, just chilling.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, bro, I get that sense of you, man. You do your thing.
No, appreciate it.
I was like, hey, if you ever need inspiration, you can tap in with
Come on now.
For the third album, man, just hit me up.
We'll do a little something. We'll figure it out.
Good love.
But speaking of having the Jamie Foxx feature on there, I'm curious of how you approach your features. I know, is there a competitive nature in you where you get 21 on the album, you got 5 Foreign, you know what I'm saying, you get Gunna. Do you want to smoke them in the verse?
Of course he does, man.
And then you get Jamie on the album, and now I can sing a little bit too, so now I'm trying to out-sing Jamie, or is it just like, you know what I'm saying, just purely collaborative?
I mean, all these dudes is my guys. If I do music with these people, it's genuinely curated. It's not me and 21 is Libras. Our birthdays is like almost, I think, the same day, if not a day apart. I think it might be my mom's birthday or something. And that was something that we, that's what was the icebreaker for us. I feel like, with Takeoff, he's the one Migo where I feel like if I was a Migo, I would probably be Takeoff.
What?
You know what I mean? Because he always out the way chilling. So it's just, just different things of why Gunna is like one of my niggas. He put me down with the Diamond Game, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Elliot, you know,
hand shining like
yeah,
that.
you know what I mean? Gunna put me down with the Diamond Game, you know what I'm saying? And just being a real friend, pulling up birthdays, you know, asking about moms and just being cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, real
That's
friend.
fire, Roddy, but are you trying to smoke him when
Nah,
y'all
I'm
do
saying,
music?
I ain't, man, listen, man, I want everybody to get money together.
For sure.
Like, that's, and me and Gunna had that conversation just a few, like, I think we was in Miami probably like a month ago or maybe a couple of weeks, and we was just like, man, we got to just make some more money together, like, cause like our vibe, it just be on the same vibe, like, nigga be just staying locked in, steady trying to grow, steady trying to move a certain type of way, and I respect him for that, you know what I'm saying? So definitely just all friends, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
real
so
genuine.
it's not. I get that.
100%,
Like, you can tell.
100%.
Listen, Live Life Fast album out now. Come on, that sophomore album out now.
Come on.
Now, this one right here, from a fan's perspective, no radio shit, just fan. I feel like, and I'm sure you do as well, that Roddy got the torch right now. Now, I know you're on top of the game. You're one of the biggest artists in the game. That's cool. But we're LA. We're West Coast. So I feel like you got the torch right now. Is that something that you're conscious of, or you don't even pay it no mind? You're like, I'm trying to be the best ever, or does that mean something to you to be that guy from LA, from the West Coast?
I mean,
yeah,
I feel like, you know, I had to take the torch. So I don't necessarily, how do I put it? Like, I feel like a lot of the guys rock with me, but I never got like ordained as the one to have the torch. I feel like I'm the one who just came out of nowhere and took it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
People's champ.
Yeah. And I feel like, you know, so that's why I don't really think about it too much, because it's like, when you say you get like had a torch, it's like you get past it.
Right, like it's like a big celebratory rollout. And it
You
wasn't
get
like
past,
right,
and
right.
it was like I didn't get past the torch. I like took it, and I feel like, you know, at the same time, it's like that's monumental.
That's how you wanted it.
That's hard. You
Yeah.
know? But that's the reason why I don't think about it, because I ain't necessarily get it passed to me, so I don't feel no pressure. Like, you get what I'm trying to say?
See, there was no show on, like, no, respectfully, no show like on Sunset where like Dr. Dre came out.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like,
So
as,
like-
yeah, we know those moments. We've had them, and that's what makes it so special. They're still special in a way, but you're like the people's champ, like the underdog that's on top of the game.
You know what I mean?
I got a little comparison for you though. Ready? No offense, respectfully. If we think in the basketball sense, because Javen was asking, like, if Roddy was an NBA player, who would he be? He kind of remind me of Curry. No one expected Steph to come out and change the game like he did. Curry don't miss. Roddy don't miss.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? You can't
now.
tell me
Shout
that
out to Curry,
the
man.
three-time
Come on
champ, two-time MVP.
Yeah.
What you think about that comparison?
I mean, it's
Get it-
cool.
It's cool. And the next time we're gonna be like, I'm the Curry of rap, and then you're gonna be like, Big Teddy said it. Big Teddy said it.
That's a fact.
That was hard though, right?
Yeah, it's hard.
Give-
It's hard.
Just give me some credit.
it up for Teddy.
Come on, man. There you go, right? The ring's too big for him to clap. He just clink, clink,
Come on.
clink.
They make their own sound. You gotta do this.
Come on. Yeah.
No, but listen, please, you know, obviously, the first album, debut album, and now Live Life Fast. I mean, in my opinion, I feel like Live Life Fast, give it some time, it will receive the love that it deserves. But your first album, motherfucker can't say it's like not a classic, right? Last 10 years, or 11, I guess we're in 2021. What are the most important West Coast albums that you feel, as a kid from the city, these were the most important albums in the last 10 years from the West?
You said how many?
Just whatever, just a couple. You don't even got me no top 10, but just
Okay.
like the ones that stick out to you, like these were
So from
monumental.
2011 to 2021.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Good Kid, Mad City.
Okay, fire.
That's one. I want to be real diverse,
Do
because
that.
you know I'm a you know what I mean. I'm a K dot. You know what I mean. But
Facts.
let's say Good Kid, Mad City. Let's say Please Excuse Me for Being Anti-Social.
Talk
Come
that.
on
Talk, let's talk
now.
about that one.
Come on.
All right.
5. Okay.
Okay, so we had two.
So we got 2. Who came out 11, 13, 14, 15? Victory Lap.
Come on now. Of course.
I
That's
would
3.
say My Crazy Life.
Man,
Come
bro,
on now.
motherfucking time, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That was instrumental to my college experience. I
You
just
know
want
what
to
I'm
say that.
trying to say?
Yeah. This, you got a great one. This one's gonna go viral, by the way, because these are some solid ass ones.
So what we got? We got
You got you, Dot, YG,
Nip.
Bro, that's hard.
who else? I know it's somebody else.
Oh, everybody.
I'm
wait.
gonna have to say Perfect 10
Oh,
by
wow.
Mustard.
Okay, Mustard. All right.
The reason why I say Perfect 10 is because it got balling on there.
Talk to him.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, hey, but you can't tell
Come
me
on.
that Roddy did not just describe the sound of the
the West
last
Coast.
10 years.
Come on.
Nip, YG, Mustard, yourself, Kendrick. Go ahead, man. You do this pretty well,
Come
man.
on, come
Don't be
on.
trying to take
Come
people's
on.
jobs, bro. Come on. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Roddy in the morning.
So you mentioned Nip, and I'm noticing the prolific title on your face.
Mm-hmm.
I just want you to take a second to speak to the importance that Nip had on your career. I feel like there's a lot of people that aren't even 100% sure. Some of my friend groups were thinking that you were signed to him at a certain period of time.
Yeah.
There's a good bit of misconception that was kind of going on what the relationship 100% was. Obviously, he was important, monumental to you. Just take a second to explain in what ways.
Nipsey is big bro. I feel like when we linked up and had our moment of, coming together, he had a lot going on as well. And the original situation was to be all money and management. He was actually starting a new branch of a company to really, push those in the city that he seen, great in without having to, really lock a nigga down in the contract and do all the extras. It was like he really was just trying to see niggas win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was the original situation. I feel like as time passed, he had things going on that he talked about in the Victory Lap album, personal things, and I feel like that just came in the way of him really being or pouring into the artist he wanted to pour into the way he could. So a lot of the times with me, he would just kind of just throw me lobs a lot of the times. It wasn't necessarily like I had to do much for it. And, for that, I'm always grateful. And I feel like even with just everything that was going on, he was monumental to my growth as far as just coming into this game. Introduced me to so many people, put me down with so much game as far as just how to move and how to understand, the concept of really growing an empire. Sometimes you start at a place and it's because you have to be there, but over time you can grow and move in the way you really need to in the long run if you just keep the faith and keep the marathon, keep the same, you know what I'm saying? Like keep that same persistence is what I'm trying to say.
And I love with Nip, a lot of this was BTS, right? It was just between you and him. And it was like for him, it was always like that. Yeah. Like this ain't for the cloud or for the camera.
Right.
And I love you. Obviously, you paying him honor with the cover art, right?
Yeah.
Victory Lap and Live Life Fast. You in the car, you in the whip.
Right.
That obviously that's to show the love and respect.
For sure, but at the time I didn't even know that that's what I did.
What?
Yeah.
Word?
Yeah.
Because when we saw it here on air, I mean, we were like, it got posted on while we were on the radio. We were like, that's beautiful. Like that to us, that's the first thing we thought.
Well, yeah, somebody caught it for me, and then I was like, oh shit, like I had to, but
bro, you just gave me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it fucked me up. I ain't know, and shout out to Dallas. He's Meek, Nipsey, and my A&R, and he pointed it out. And I was like, damn, and I don't think I slept that night because it was just so, that understanding was surreal to me.
Yeah,
Man,
bro, I told you everything about you is a sense of purpose. Everything about you is just, you got that vibe, that otherworldly. Like you're destined to be here, and I think I want you to realize what you mean to a lot of people. You understand what I'm saying? Like we champion you, like because you're our own. So when you win, we win. If that makes any sense. Not on some radio shit, but like, I love that. With that being said, before you get on out, last album, you was out here beefing with pop stars. You know what I'm saying? You was out here taking people's number one spots. You know what I'm saying? Justin, Selena, they all caught one.
It's okay.
You know what I'm saying? Did you ever get that squared off? Did y'all ever like say, all right, we good? Or you just left it on Twitter?
See, the thing with me is I never had a problem with
never
these
no
people.
beef.
You The box wasn't even a single
I'm
bottle
saying,
away.
but these people don't come from where I come from, so I can't. I don't even feel right. You know,
Getting in a back and forth with him.
yeah. So that's why I just.
But you had time for Justin. You said go stream Yummy. Help him
I
out.
mean, but he's good. He's great. I feel like we seen each other for the first time at a Sunday service. You know, I went to church and I seen him and we chopped it up and
That's beautiful.
it wasn't, you know.
It was just a moment.
Yeah, we chilled. It was cool.
Listen, go get Live Life Fast.
Come
Do it
on.
right now. Everybody go ahead.
Do yourself
and
a
just
favor.
a warning.
Come on.
Taylor Swift, Billie Eilish, whoever. We stay in number one BTS.
I love them though. I love them.
Butter,
I want to do a song with Billie Eilish,
Ooh.
Taylor Swift, and BTS if I can.
Yo, Roddy Ricch and BTS.
You know what I'm saying?
Worldwide. Listen, Roddy, you from the city, man. We
Yeah.
appreciate you. We love you, bro. We so proud of you.
Man.
Keep on winning. And
Appreciate
just
it.
know Power 106, that's your home, man.
Come on.
We here for you, all right?
Always
My
appreciate
man.
it. Come
I
on.
just want to get some of the jewelry real quick. You know what it is, Roddy Ricch, baby. Clap it up one time.
Appreciate it.
Send you Power Mornings with Letty and Teddy, our family for life.
Good looking.